read this article, and a lot of y'all probably read it too. It's been circulating on social media. It was an article written in 2017 in Naples. And a guy asked the question. He said, who's the most important people in your home? And most people, most new millennials said, my children are the most important people. When we asked them why, this is just a synopsis, why, they kind of stumbled over why your children are the most important people in your family. And most of us think that way. It's because we were taught to think our children are the most important people in our family. We think that our children are the center of our universe to a point that we make our lives, we direct our lives, and we generate our lives, create our lives to revolve around our children. To a point that we forget about ourselves. We forget about our own self-needs. We forget about the fact that there's things we need to do, and some of the time, in our teaching, our actions, teach our children to be entitled and to not know how to get themselves off the floor once they fall. We teach our children to be entitled kids. To walk out into the world thinking they're entitled, when they go to a job, that they're entitled to a raise, that they're entitled to things that they didn't earn or they don't deserve, because we go an extra mile and we always do whatever we can as parents to give our children whatever they want. I'm here to tell you today, people, parents just don't understand. We just don't understand how much of an effect we have on our children in a negative way. A lot of times as parents, we sit here and think because, we're married and because we got children that you're supposed to stay in an unhealthy marriage. That you're supposed to stay with your spouse even though you fell out of love, you're not seeing eye to eye no more, you're just not happy no more. And because we're not happy, we're supposed to stay in this relationship for the sake of our children. Because God forbid you actually got divorced, and the mental trauma that's going to be directed onto your children if you get divorced. Oh my God. People, could you imagine if you got divorced, if you actually left a toxic relationship? The reality is, what you're teaching your children is this. You're teaching your children to stay in a toxic situation. That whether it's a job or a personal relationship that you're in, that even though you're not happy, you need to stick it out. You need to stay in that situation for the sake of your children or for the sake of any other reason. You're teaching your children to stay in a toxic situation. The truth is, if you fall out of love with someone, then the best thing you can do for your children is to remove each other from that home, because your children become the direct example and the target of all your anger and frustration. You start directing the anger not towards each other, but towards your children. Your children start to feel that heat, they start to feel the energy, they pick up on the energy, and they taught to share the same energy. So what you're doing is, you're teaching your children going forward to behave how you are, to live and how to survive, and to adapt and accept toxic situations throughout the rest of their lives. But as parents, we don't understand that sometimes you gotta make the hard choice of just walking away, because that's what your children truly need. But as parents, we go deeper now. It's deeper than just bad relationships, because sometimes you got good relationships. Sometimes your relationships suffer because you spend so much time with your children. Example, you don't talk as much. And a lot of times relationships fall apart due to lack of communication. Lack of communication, lack of intimacy. You don't have that time because your children are your center of the universe. You spend so much time with your children. You help your children. Your children come home from school. What do? You ask your children, how was your day? You talk about how their day was, what happened in school, how they unfolded. Next thing you do is, you sit here, you're helping your children with their homework, right? Then after you're done helping children with homework, or in between helping children with homework, what are you doing? You cook a dinner. You cook dinner, eat a family dinner, then maybe you spend some time watching a TV show, playing a board game or something with your children. Then your children go to bed. Now what are you left with? If you're lucky, you're left with an hour to spend with your significant other, to watch a TV show, have a conversation, to digress from the day that you had, to download and reboot from the day you had, to be able to communicate and talk, to share a level of intimacy. But see, in my house, we have a problem. In most cases, if you have multiple children, especially of a similar age or similar gender, you have this issue. So you send your kids upstairs, go to bed, get your rest. You hear boom, boom, slamming, arguing, fighting. Now you're running up and down steps, keep interrupting you watching BMF or the Book of Canaan or wherever you're watching, Good Girls, wherever you're watching on TV, Clickbait, wherever you're watching on TV. Your shows get interrupted, the conversations get interrupted because your children are constantly up there fighting. They're interrupting your life, causing a strain on your relationship because eventually it gets old, it gets tiring, and now you start to pull apart because you can't even find just an hour every single night to be intimate with your significant other. An hour just to sit there and watch a TV show. But parents don't understand that you have to sit here and you have to be selfish. Be selfish and give yourself that time for yourselves so that you have time with your significant other. We don't understand that sometimes we allow our children to be the center of our universe, and we forget that if we're not good, then the whole house ain't good. We gotta make sure we okay, or no one's okay. Because if you're not good, how can you help someone else? If you're laying in a hospital bed and I need you to help me move some furniture, you can't help me move furniture, you lay in a hospital bed. I said to my wife, use this example for my wife. I said, it doesn't matter if I fill your car full of gas, if I don't put a drop of gas in my car. You got your gas, your car's full of gas, you go driving, you break down. You call me, hey, I need you to pick me up. I can't move my car, I ain't got no gas in my car. Now if I take care of my car and take care of me, then if you need me, I'm in position to help take care of you. But sometimes and too much in our lives, we sacrifice ourselves for the betterment of other people, but more importantly, for our children. And that's what we as parents don't understand, that we need to change that behavior. As parents, we make our children feel too entitled. We make our children feel entitled, and listen, my wife, she's a little tougher than I am, but she'll say no. And I'm, good dad, fun dad. I gotta be a good guy all the time. You know what I mean? Gotta be a good guy. Now you exhibit A, okay? Of me being a good guy and making a mistake. I remember one night we was coming home from somewhere, we was talking about what for dinner. Now me and my wife wanted one thing for dinner, and my children was like, one of my sons was like, well, I want Taco Bell, Dad. I want a chicken quesadilla, and I want some 2 soft shell tacos. My other son said, well, Dad, I want a stuffed crust pizza. All right, so what do I do? Being a good dad, cool dad, I go to Taco Bell now. Taco Bell, the inside closed, you can't go in the lobby. So you go to the driveway, line wrapped around the corner, okay? Stay in this long line to get him chicken quesadilla, 2 soft shell tacos, all right? 15, 20 minutes, and the drive-through line. Then I gotta go get my son a stuffed crust pizza now. Wasn't thinking to order pizza while I was in the drive-through line, so I go to get him a stuffed crust pizza. Now, Little Caesars don't have the already pre-made stuffed crust pizza, so it's 20 more minutes to make his pizza. This is all before I actually get me and my wife dinner. Get to the place I want to get me and my wife dinner is, because it's getting late, it's closed. Because I spent 35 minutes of my time getting my kids and going to 2 different restaurants now to get what we want, sacrificing. Lost that opportunity. That's on me as a parent. Because what I'm teaching my kids is, first of all, they feel entitled that they get to eat a certain menu and not what I chose or what we chose to feed them. Then we're sacrificing us as each other because we're going out of our way to go feed your children. And why do we do that, people? We do that for a reason. It's because we were taught as when we were children, I was growing up, that when you have children, that you have to, now it's your priority to provide, to feed, and protect your children. So that means you got to give them a household, you got to make sure you feed them, give them clothes and shoes. But what they didn't say is, see, this is where we exaggerate, people. This is us as a parents exaggerate those comments and take it one step further. They didn't say I need to take them to Taco Bell and then get them stuffed crust pizza. They didn't say I have to wait 20 minutes in one restaurant, 15 minutes at other to feed them. They said to feed them. So whatever you choose to feed them, as long as it's healthy, nourishing their bodies, and fill their stomach, it don't matter whether you go to Taco Bell or not. No one said that. They didn't say that you got to go 20 miles out your way to buy them new Jordans because they gotta have the new Jordans, or your daughter a new Michael Kors purse, or a new Louis Vuitton shoes, or a Gucci outfit. They didn't say it. They said you can buy them clothes. Now, whether you go to Foreman Mills or Amazon or Walmart and get them, clothes is clothes. They said to provide them clothes. They didn't say you gotta buy a mansion in the middle of the suburbs. They said you gotta buy them a house. They didn't say you gotta sacrifice every waking moment of your time and sacrifice you talking the time, intimate time with your wife or your husband. They said you have to spend time teaching your kids how to do their homework. Give them time to help them build. But as parents, we don't understand that. We exaggerate it and we go the extra mile and wonder why our kids feeling so entitled. Some point in any of our lives at this point, our children have completed credit card fraud. You know what I'm talking about, credit card fraud. They like these games called Fortnite and Google Play stores. Every kid got a tablet and phone now. And they go on there and they ask us for money for it. And when we tell them no, our credit cards are already on file. So they just go right about their way and just go ordering away. Because see, a lot of kids, I hear parents say this, yo, my kids think that I got it even when I don't got it. They think that I'm rich. They think my credit card has an unlimited amount of money on it. And it's true. Kids think our credit cards have unlimited amount of money on their cards. Like it's some kind of magic card that every time they swipe it, there's this unlimited amount of money just magically comes out of it when it's not true. But the problem is with that is, people, we give our children to oppression to believe that because even when we don't got it, we sacrifice for our children so they have it. I mean, think about it. You right now, ladies, y'all need a new bra because when you walk, your bra's squeaking, or that little wire, that metal wire comes out, and when you at work or when you out and about, it stabs you in your breast. And you need a new bra, okay? Dudes, you need new underwear because your underwear got holes in it. You walk around with glory holes in your underwear, okay? You walk around with glory holes in your underwears because you need new underwear, but women won't go buy themselves new bras. You won't go buy yourself underwear because your son or your daughter need those new Jordans or new LeBrons. They need them $200 sneaks, so you're going to sacrifice what you need to give them what they want. And that's the mistake we make as parents, because then they start to feel entitled, like, yo, you're supposed to give us this. When you say no to a child, and no, you can't do a Jordan, you're like, oh, I can't believe you were there to say that, Mom and Dad. You said no. I'm entitled to these Jordans, these LeBrons. I'm entitled to you buying me these V-Bucks for Fortnite. Because we start to teach them that they're entitled, and we sacrifice ourselves, making sure we're not good. So our children have, and even when we do go buy yourself women bras, you go buy the cheapest bra you can. Dudes go buy yourself the cheapest boxers you can, because God forbid you don't have enough money to give your kids what they want. We don't understand that we teach our kids to be entitled. And we teach them that, and it's false into entitlement, like when they go out into the world, that the same level of entitlement is going to follow them. And we know it ain't true. If you're a parent, you work, you know it ain't true. You go to your job feeling like you're entitled to a raise. And see if your boss don't laugh you out the room. You go and think you're entitled to a new position. See if they don't laugh at you. Because our kids don't work for something and we still give them to them. They don't do their schoolwork. They don't do their chores around the house, but you still buy them those V-Bucks. You still buy them those new Jordans. You still buy them that new PlayStation 5 or a new Xbox. And they feel entitled, so when they go out in the workforce, they go in the workforce with the same situation. I don't have to work for anything. The world's going to give me what they want. But the reality as parents, as we know, it don't work like that in the real world. In the real world, we all know this because it all happened to us. You're going to get kicked in your teeth by the real world. You're going to get punched in your head. You're going to get kicked in your balls or in your breasts or in your vagina by the real world. The real world is going to give you a reality check that your parents never gave you. You're going to find out real quick when you go out into the real world that entitlement does not exist out here, at least for some people. Okay? For some people. You're not going to go there. Some people, it definitely don't exist for. And even less for some people. But we still teach our children that way. Some of us right now, I'm ready to hit some strings, ready to hit some heartstrings right now. Oh, some of y'all going to raise up on this one. Some of us right now got grown children. Grown children. Now understand something, people. I would never tell a mother what to not or what to give their children, what not to give their children, or what not to do for their children, nor would I tell a father that. Alright, today I'm going to do exactly that. But today I'm going to do exactly that, people. Today I'm going to tell you, stop feeling obligated to buy your child gifts or a new iPhone or give them gas money or cash app them to pay their cell phone bill or their cable bill or their rent. You're not obligated to do it. Okay? Parents of grown adults, grown children, you're not obligated to do it. I know you feel like it, and you feel like the world's going to end if, God forbid, you don't cash up your daughter or your son some gas money, because you know they call you, hey, Mom, Dad, I spent my last $20 at the bar last night. I ain't got no money. I got to go to work tomorrow. I ain't got no gas money. Hit you with a sad story. Can you send me some money? And when people ask you for money, they never come get the money. You always got to bring them the money. But nowadays they got Cash App, so they ain't asking you to bring it to them. They're being generous. They're like, yo, you just cash at me the money, but you got to actually put extra. I know I'm asking for $25, but I need you to put extra $2, $3 on there. Because Cash App charges fees. And you feel obligated because if you don't give your child the $25 and they can't get gas, they can't go to work. You feel obligated. You feel obligated if you don't give them the money for their rent, even though they took the rent money and spent it on this new video game system because, the PlayStation 5 came out and they only had a limited stock and I've been waiting for it. So, I spent my rent money on the PlayStation 5. You feel obligated to give your grown child the money for rent because if you don't, you expect and you imagine the worst case scenario to happen. oh my gosh, they're going to be homeless, they're going to die, and the worst thing is going to happen. You feel obligated to pay your child's cell phone bill, because if I don't pay your cell phone bill, then if I call you, if there's an emergency, you won't be able to call me, I won't be able to get to you. You feel obligated. You feel obligated to think of the worst case scenario, but what you're truly doing is you're teaching your child to be entitled and to never be able to stand on their own. You're doing the same thing we do as we're young children, teaching them, one, to be entitled, but we're also teaching them to never, ever to be able to stand up and get up from themselves. So if they ever fall on the ground, they ever fall on hard times, they're never going to be able to get up on their own, because they're always going to be looking for someone to help them up. We as parents do that. Let me tell you something, people. We as parents do that. I had to learn that hard lesson. I know some of y'all don't believe in God, and some of y'all don't listen to God. And you know what? Wherever you believe in the universe, then use the universe for the scenario that I'm bringing to you. The scenario I'm going to bring to you, use whatever advice you listen to. I believe in God. So one time I was doing something for a grown dog, okay? Because I always be helping people and talking to people and stuff. And I was doing something for a grown dog. And, God kept saying to me, like, keep your hands off. Because if you keep putting your hands on, you interrupt them what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach them how to get up on their own, and you keep trying to help them up. And I'm like, nah, God, because if I take my hands off the steering wheel, the cars will crash. So, long story short, God said to me one day, like, okay, if you don't take your hands off this steering wheel, then I'm going to make sure the car crashes. That's it. Hands off, God. I'm done. What I found out is when I thought the person was going to crash, they was going to burn, that the worst scenarios will happen. What reality is, what they learned how to do was to not only get up on themselves, they was able to fix their own situation, to help themselves out of a scenario and the situation they was in without any of my assistance, any of my help. And I'm telling you, as parents, as mothers and fathers, I will never tell you what you shouldn't do for your mom and your kids. I will never tell you that, but I'm going to tell you now, parents, get your hands off. Don't feel obligated to pay their rent, pay their cell phone bill, pay their gas bill, pay their cable bill, or even give them gas money. And what you might actually be surprised to find out that your child is more than capable of finding a way to take care of themselves, and that they're not actually going to die if you don't pay their cable bill. You're not going to actually die if you don't pay their cell phone bill. Maybe they don't lose their job if you don't give them gas money, because they learn that, oh snap, there's this thing called public transportation. And that if I actually get on the bus, it's cheaper than paying for gas. It actually gets me to my job and actually can get me home. Oh, I didn't know that existed. And they would never know existed if you didn't give them gas money. They may find out that, oh, you're not paying a cable bill. Well, there's a thing called Tubi TV, and you can watch it for free. And they actually have good movies on it. So if you don't pay their cable bill, oh my gosh, there is other options, and maybe they will find them. If you don't pay your cell phone bill, well, they'll find out that they can't post on social media, that they can't live without social media, or talk to their friends, or find out if Craig and them are going to the bar on Saturday night, so they need their cell phone bill. So maybe they'll stop sitting here worrying about a PlayStation 5 or a Fortnite or V-Bucks, and next time they're going to actually pay their cell phone without your assistance. Oh my Lord, parents, your children might actually realize that they can help themselves and get themselves up off the ground and without any of your assistance. But parents just don't understand that our kids don't always need to be the most important people in our family. That if we keep sacrificing for our children, then we're going to eventually run ourselves dry. And then ask yourself this question: if you keep separating and sacrificing your cable bill, your gas bill, is not paying your rent or your mortgage because you keep paying theirs, then riddle me this question, people, since you think that your children are the most important people in your life. They obviously can't pay theirs. Now you help them pay theirs. You can't pay yours. Where do you want to live? I'll wait. Where do you want to live? Where is your health going to be? Where are they going to be if something happened to you because you drained yourself out, you stressed yourself to the limit, and now your health is suffering? Where is your children going to be? Who's going to take care of your children and make them feel as entitled as you are? When you're dealing with young children, I know cool dad right here, cool dad, and I had to learn to not try to be cool dad so much, but sometimes cool dad got to step out and be harsh dad, because I realized sometimes my children give me the finger. Not literally they give me a finger, Figuratively, they give me the finger. And more importantly, they give my wife the finger. For instance, I'll give you another example. My wife rearranged her whole schedule to make sure she can drop my kids off at school, pick them up every single day. So that they go to a good school, get good education. My kids look at it, okay, whatever, like, you're entitled to that. You're my mom. You're supposed to do that. No, we're going to let you go to a bullcrap school that wasn't going to teach you nothing. Teach you the Martin Luther King, I had a dream speech every single year. Teach you how to do math that doesn't really do anything. Don't teach you home economics. Don't teach you about health. Don't teach you how the importance of creating a better life for yourself. We could have just sent you somewhere where they just see and pass you through and don't give a damn about anything about you. But we didn't do that. But our kids feel entitled because we do so much, because we sacrifice so much for them. They feel entitled, like as if my wife is entitled to do that. She's supposed to do that because she's obligated to do that. No, she's not. And that pushed me to say, oh, whoa, you gotta step back here, bro. You see, now, stepping on your wife's toes. My wife is the most important person in my family. And just as if I'm the most important person to her in my family. Why is that so? That's not to say that I don't love my kids, I don't cherish my kids, that my kids are not important to me. My wife is important. See, my wife is my partner. I'm her partner. We keep this house going. We keep this house rolling. We keep this house afloat. We work together to make sure that these bills are paid, that there's food on the table, clothes on back, the electric stay on, the cable on, the internet's on so you can play Fortnite. See, without us, those new Jordans or new LeBrons ain't on your feet. So if she's not okay, then I'm not okay. If I'm not okay, then she's not okay. And if we not okay, then none of us is okay. We in a fractured household. So I had to realize, like, yo, bro, it ain't about being a cool dad. It's about you learning how to show respect to your wife, making sure that she feels entitled, that you're going to feel, that you're going to give her that love and support she needs, that you're obligated to give her that love and support she needs, that she's obligated to give me the same, that we're obligated to support each other to give our children the best life, that we're on the same page where we make time, where we're intimate with each other, where we make time, where we communicate with each other. We make time that we sit here and we can talk about and discuss our daily day or whatever else we want to talk about. We have to learn to make sure that we make time for us. So she's not walking around with a bra sticking on her breast, or I'm not walking around with glory holes in my underwear, or I don't want to say glory holes, just holes in my underwear. Okay, let me phrase that. You got to be careful about what you're doing and how much you're making your children a priority, and learn to make yourself a priority in life. Just because you got grown children and because your children are always going to be your babies, don't mean you always are supposed to treat them like a baby. Some point, you got to make your children grow up. Some point, you got to make your children realize how the world works outside the house. One of the things I always tell my children is this. Nobody give a damn about your attitude outside this house. You can get angry, puff your lip out, poke your lip out, puff your chest out, breathe hard, and everything you want. But outside this house, ain't nobody give a damn about none of that. They don't. Not at a job, not at the supermarket, not at the bank. Nobody cares. They don't. You can poke it out and get mad because the prices at the supermarket are higher than you want and you don't got enough money to pay for yourself. They don't care. They're going to tell you put it back or come back when you got enough money. They don't care at the bank if you ain't got enough money in your account or you can't pay your mortgage or your bill, your rent because you don't have enough money in your account or because you got fired because you're upset. They don't care. They don't care about your job, that you're pissed off about how they're treating you or how they talk to you. They don't give a damn. Inside this house is the only place people care about that. So inside this house, you need to care about giving people respect and love. But inside this house, as a parent, it's my job to teach you the harsh realities of the world. That you may think that you have a sense of entitlement, that you're deserving of something, and that we're obligated to give you something. But understand something. I'm not obligated to take you to 2 to 3 different restaurants to feed you, nor will I do that anymore, because that was a learning experience that I had to learn, people, and learn experience that you had to learn. I'm not obligated to buy you new LeBrons. No, I'm obligated to put some shoes on your feet, some clothes on your back. Now, if you're doing what you're supposed to do in school, around the house, to earn those extra incentives, then that's another thing. Okay? That's something totally different. Because now you earned them extra incentives, so maybe I will peel off a little extra money and cop you those new LeBrons and new Jordans. Maybe I will cop you off a little bit more money to buy you those extra Fortnite V-Bucks. Maybe I will cop extra little bit of money to get you that new iPhone 12 or 13 that you want. But because you're showing effort, you're showing respect around here to what I do. And what I'm doing, you're earning it. And if you're earning here, then I know when I let you outside this house, you're going to take that same level of action and earn things on your own. Now I'm teaching you to be a productive adult. But see, us as parents, we think because we make our children feel entitled and we make them think that they're obligated to deserve something, what we're truly doing is teaching them to grow up and live in a toxic situation and giving them a false reality about how the world works. We think because if we don't take care of our growing children, that some way or somehow their lives are going to end if we don't do it, and we risk everything by ourselves. Today, people, I told you, I'm not going to tell you how to take care of your daughters or your sons, or how a mother should raise their child or a father should raise their child. But today, I'm going to do exactly that. And I'm telling you, change your behavior and understand that sometimes parents, we just don't understand that we're not the solution. We're the biggest part of the problem, and we need to change it. I'm Alan the Great. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of the Past and Present Podcast. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Download, share this video. Until next time, people, I only got a few things left to say to you. Stay woke, stay focused. Most importantly, stay tuned. Peace.